Hi and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how to use the Pop-up Builder widget with the Plus Addons for Elementor. With this widget, you'll be able to create beautiful and attention-grabbing pop-ups in the most creative way, as it comes with tons of styling and customization options. For instance, you can create off-canvas pop-ups, or have them display as a modal window, or even set triggers and specific set of actions to help your visitors. I'm Dave and I'm bringing you these guest tutorials on behalf of the Plus Addons for Elementor, and make sure to subscribe to their channel so that way you won't miss a single update. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Our first step is to make sure that our widget is activated, and for this we go into the Plus settings, Plus Widget. In the search box type in Pop-up. Next to our Pop-up Builder we have a toggle switch. Make sure this one is enabled. Click Save. And now we have to clear our cache. We go into Performance, Purge all cache, OK, and that's it. All done already. And now that we have our widget activated, we can insert it on any Elementor page. So where is our Pop-up Builder? If you scroll down our tools right here, we have our Plus Creatives. So this is part of the Plus Creative set. As you can see, we have a Pop-up Builder. So this is one way to find it, or you can type in the search box pop-up, and this is our Pop-up Builder. And then you can drag and drop it anywhere on your page, just like this. And you can position it anywhere on your page as well. Afterwards, you can move it around. Now let's explore all the amazing features of this widget. And for this, all we have to do is just click on it. And these are all our settings. Okay, so our very first option is the pop-up type. And as you can see, we can choose among 4 different options. So we have Modal pop-up, Reveal Content, Corner Box, and Slide. So let me show you the difference between those 4 options. So let's click on our button here. And with this option, you'll be able to display a Modal pop-up window that will display on top of your content. And you can position it anywhere you wish on your page. And you can even apply a color overlay to the rest of the page. So let's select our next option, Reveal Content. Let's click on our button here. So with this option, the pop-up will display on one of the sides. So it could be left, right, top, or bottom. And the content of our page will be pushed towards the opposite side. Now let's select Corner Box. Let's click on our button here. And as you can see, this one is pretty straightforward, easy to understand. It will basically display a box in the corner of our page. Now let's have a look at Slide. If we click on our button now, as you can see with this option, the pop-up will display on one of the sides. So again, it could be left, right, top, or bottom, and it will display on top of the page content. Now in relation to our background, we can also apply a transform effect. So we go into Extra Options, click on Content Transform, and let's add a rotate of -20. So let's click on this now again. And as you can see, our background now has been transformed. There's a skew effect, as you can see. And we can easily change the value by using the up and down arrow. So it will go by increment of 15. So let's say we're going to add a 45-degree angle now. So as you can see now, it's the opposite way. And we can tweak this on an X and Y basis. So let's maybe add a -30 degrees on an X basis. So let's have a preview. And as you can see now, our background page is displaying both slanted on the X and Y axis. And we can scale it up or down as well. And we can even tweak our background color. So you can select a different color altogether and change the opacity as well based on your own requirements. So let's keep Slide for now, and let's demonstrate the different directions. So we have left, we've seen that already, and then we can have it from the right. We can select from the top or the bottom. And we can define the width of our pop-up. So by default is 300 pixels, as you can see right here. So this is 300 pixels. And you can change its value by sliding this button here or by typing it manually. And you can also define a certain percentage. For instance, 25% would be 1/4 of a page, 33% would be 1/3 of your page, and 50% half the page. So let's go with 33% for now. And the good thing by using percentage is that it will display the same way on any device. So let's say on a desktop now, as you can see, this is taking 1/3 of our page, but it'll be the same on a tablet and the exact same on a phone. And then you can select the content type. So we have 3 types of content. We have template, content, and shortcode. So let me show you content now, which is the most obvious one of the 3. So basically when you select content, you can type in your content right here. And if you click on your button, it will reveal that content. So very easy to understand this one. And then we have template and shortcode. These two are very similar. So let me demonstrate template first. And as you can see, we don't have any saved templates yet. So we have to create one. So let me show you how to do that. And for this, we're going to go back to our WordPress dashboard and click on templates. So this is where we can create any Elementor template. So from here, we're going to click add new. We're going to select the type of template. So this is a section and we're going to give it a name. So pop-up slider content and click create. And whatever we're going to create and insert here on our page will be the content of our slider. Now let me show you a cool feature. If you go on the Plus Addons demo page, if you click on any of those demo, if you hover on top, you have a copy feature here. If you click on this, it says processing, copied. Now if we go back to our Elementor content, we can create a new section. And if we right click on it, we can select plus paste. And just like that, we have an exact copy of the demo. So now let's save this, click update. And if we go back to our WordPress dashboard, in the save templates, you can see we now have a template here called pop-up slider content. Now back to our pop-up builder, as you can see, we didn't have any saved templates. Now if we refresh the page, now we can select a template. So this is the one we just created, pop-up slider content. So we select this and let's have a quick look at what it looks like. So let's click on our button. And as you can see, we now have the content displaying on the left-hand side. And then we have the shortcode as well. And as you can see, it's asking you to insert an Elementor template shortcode. And this feature will only work with the Pro version of Elementor. As you can see, we don't have any shortcode here. But with the Pro version, you will have an additional column here. As you can see, shortcode. And then you can highlight this, right-click, copy. And then you can go back to our Elementor page and paste it right here. So let's keep template for now. So how do you want to display it? As a call to action, as an icon, or hidden? So let's keep call to action. So this is basically a button like this, and you can change the content here. Instead of click here, you might have get in touch. If you want to display it as an icon, you can select among different styles as well. So we have style 1, style 2, style 3, or you can even have your own custom layout. So let's insert our own picture. So you can either upload a new one or select from your media library. Already have a few pictures here, so let's just select this one for instance, and then click insert. As you can see, we now have our new icon. And then we have our hidden option, and this one works very well in conjunction with the display options right here. And the reason is because if you enable any of those options here, your visitors won't have to click on any buttons to display the pop-up. For instance, if you enable on-page load, the pop-up will display automatically once your visitor lands on your page. If you enable on scroll, you can set a value in pixels. So let's go maybe with 50 pixels. And if your visitor scrolls down the page and reaches 50 pixels, it will display the pop-up. If you enable on exit inlet, it will display when you're trying to close that window. So if I reach out for the X, that's it, it will show up. After inactivity, so this is in milliseconds, so 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So let's try 1 second. There you go. After 1 second, it will pop up. You can define after X page views. So after they viewed maybe 3 of your pages or maybe 5 of your pages, then your pop-up will show up. And then we have arriving from specific URL. And this is an amazing option because here you can define which pop-up you want to show based on the referring URL. So for instance, if you are running different special offers on different websites, you can welcome your visitors with a very targeted message. Okay, let me show you this amazing feature. And for this, we created 2 new pop-ups. So we have pop-up 1 and pop-up 2. So pop-up 1 looks like this. It says, I am purple. And pop-up 2 says, I am green. And because this feature is based on the source URL, we also created two new pages. So we have the purple page and the green page. And as you can see, those two pages have specific URLs. So this one says pop-up URL test page 2, and this one is pop-up URL test page 1. So let's select this URL for now. So we select it and then Control C, and we're going to paste it here, Control V. So this is coming from the purple page. Now we go into content, we go into templates, and we're going to select our pop-up number 1, which is the purple one. There you go. So this is the one we want to display. So if they're coming from the purple page, you want to display the purple widget. And instead of slide, let's make it a modal pop-up, and let's select center, center. And let's define a width and height. So maybe 70% of the width and 70% of the height. And as always, we click update to apply those changes. Now let's go to our purple page and let's click on this button. And as you can clearly see, it is displaying our purple message. Now let's go back to our page and let's duplicate this widget. So we're going to duplicate it. So this is our copy. So we have the original one, and the second one, we're going to tweak this around, and we're going to change this one for when your visitors are coming from the green page. So let's click on this. We're going to display option, and this time we're going to select our green page URL, Control C, and right here, we're going to paste it, Control V. And let's change our widget now. We're going to select a different template. So we're going to select template 2, pop-up 2, and click update. And now if we go to our green page and click on this button, it will display our green message. And again, this is an amazing feature which allows you to display specific messages based on the source URL. Now let's discover our next feature here on any other elements click. So let's enable this. And as you can see, we have two different classes, unique classes. So we have one for open and one for close. So let me show you with an example here very quickly. We're going to our demo page. Let's check this one here. And as you can see on our pop-up, we have the option between shop now or close the window. If we click on shop now, it will open a new page. And if I click close, it will simply close that pop-up. So let's create two unique IDs. For the open one, we could have open-URL. And for the close one, we could have close-window. And for this, we need a new template for our widget. So I created a new one here. So let's edit this with Elementor. So I kept it very simple. Do you agree? Yes or no? So let's start with our no button first. So with our no button, what we want to achieve is to close the pop-up window. So for this, we need to call that unique class ID from the close feature we created. And for this, we're going to go into add custom attribute. And this is where we're going to insert that value. And for this, we need to insert the key followed by a straight line and then the value. So in our case here, it would be class straight line close-window. And because our aim is to simply close the pop-up window, we will not need to redirect to a specific URL. So we will need to add a hashtag here in our link field section. So that's all for our no button. Now let's take care of our yes button. Now here it is slightly different because with our yes button, we want to redirect our visitors to a separate URL. So we will have to insert a link right here. So let's say google.com. And since we are using a link redirect, we don't need to add any custom attribute for this one. So we can leave this one blank and disable it altogether. Now, just to make sure, let me repeat this once more. With our yes button, we don't need to insert a custom attribute because it will redirect to a separate URL using the link feature. Whereas with the no button, we need to insert a custom attribute because we want to close that window using the close ID we set up earlier. Now back to our page. In the content section, we're going to select our template, which is this one. On any other elements click on this one. And we're going to add a trigger on scroll, maybe after 50 pixels. So let's click update now. And let's have a quick preview. So if we scroll down, it should trigger our pop-up window just like this. So do you agree? If we agree, it should bring us to the google.com website. There you go. But if we were to click no, it will simply close this window and we're back to our page. Now we can assign this open URL to any clickable element on our page. So for instance, if you wanted to add it to this one here, let's open this and we're going to insert our custom attribute right here and we can paste it there. So basically we're going to put class straight line open -URL and make sure you have a hashtag here in the link section as well. So let's save this. And now let's have a quick preview. If I click on this, it will show the pop-up window. And our next available display option is to show for a specific time. So you can select a start date and an end date. So let's say if you wanted to show this only for the month of June, you can select 1st of June until end of June, and that's it. And our final display option is show X times per user. So you can define how many times you want to show it. So you can type in any value, so maybe 3 for instance, and you can define how many inactive days you want in between. So it could be 2-3 days and then start showing it again. So let's have a look at our extra options. So those 3 options here are to allow your visitors to close the pop-up window using the escape key, or by clicking outside the pop-up window, or by using an on-click link. So just to show you quickly, when I open my pop-up window, I can hit the escape key, just like that, or I can click anywhere outside the window. And then we can enable the fixed toggle button, just like this. So now our get in touch button is next to the edge. It is fixed. So if we scroll down the page, as you can see, it's not moving. It's staying in the same position. And then you can decide of the position from the left and from the top. So we can increase this. So you can set up a value in pixels or in percent. So if we put 50%, it will always be centered in the middle of the screen regardless of the device. Now let's go and discover all our styling options. Okay, so let's open our pop-up window to discover those features. And the first one is the padding. So if we increase the value here, you can see it's adding a white edge all around it. So let's keep it at 0 for now. You can change the typography. So that's the font, the text color as well, in normal mode and hover mode. And we can add a background color. So let's go ahead and add this one here. And as you can see, this is seamless. Now it's the same color as our template. Now we could also add a picture if we wanted to. So let's select from our media library, maybe this one here. So let's insert this. And you can see now underneath our template, we have that picture in the background. So let's just remove this for now. And we can even set a border radius. So let's go with 25. So as you can see now, our corner edges are rounded. And we can even add a box shadow if you wanted to by using these tools here. And we can also add a pop-up background overlay. So we can select a single color or a gradient. So let's go with a single color for now. So let's add a color. So let's select maybe a red one. And as you can see, we can select the opacity as well. So you can have it fully opaque or see-through. And we can also tweak our toggle button. So for instance, we can make it full width, just like this. We can add more padding as well. So let's say we wanted to add more spacing on the side, just like that. You can decide if you want to add a border surrounding it or not. And obviously the text and background color as well. So we could change our color if we wanted to. Maybe you want it to be maybe red or purple, whichever, and then you can change the color. And as always, you can increase the border radius as well if you wanted to, and add a box shadow. Now let's have a look at the content scrolling bar. And for this, I've changed this to a corner box. So we have our scrolling bar next to it, as you can see. So you can decide whether or not you want to show it. And then we can change the different settings here. So with the scroll bar width, so basically if you go and increase this value, as you can see, our scroll bar is getting wider. And we can change everything here. So different colors. So with the scroll bar, so with the thumb. So the thumb is this dark section here. So we can change the color as well. You can make it maybe red, as you can see. We'll go for a bluish color. It's up to you, really. And then we can do the same with the track. So the track is the one underneath it. So let's click on this and let's change the color. And maybe you want this one to be a darker gray like this. And then we have the sticky navigation connection. And as you can see, this is related to the sticky menu settings of the navigation menu widget. So you need this widget to be installed and activated in order to use these features. And finally, we have the on-scroll view animation. So you can add an effect basically. So it could be something like swoop in, just like that, or maybe bounce up and down. And you can change the animation delay and the animation duration. So maybe you want it to last longer. So it's in milliseconds. So 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So that's for the in animation effect. And you can do the same for the out animation effect. So you can select an effect here, the out animation delay and the out animation duration. So there you go. This is how you can implement the pop-up builder widget on your website, and you will agree it does add a lot of interest to your web pages. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. Again, my name is Dave, and it was a real pleasure to present this tutorial on behalf of the Plus Addons for Elementor, and make sure to subscribe to their channel so you won't miss out when new videos are being uploaded. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.